Welcome back to the Wizard Weekly, where we talk about everything in gaming. So I can speak for a lot of people when I say that I don't use Windows 11 as an operating system out of the kindness of my heart, or because, I want to, and more so because the cons of using Windows 10 and, paying for security updates for the next couple of years, or at least until Microsoft allows that to be a thing, it outweighs doing really anything else. Because if there was a safe alternative to use, I would still be on Windows 7 and this Aero background would not be a knockoff. Either way, it still doesn't stop Microsoft from trying to make this whole new era that they're in as good as possible, and them trying to please as many of, obviously, the people that use this system the most, being the PC gamers, and adding all these new features and apps that, nobody really asked for. They're like those goddamn spam emails that just keep on trying until they get you. And their most recent attempt was with their newly released Microsoft Edge Game Assist that is a new feature in the new Xbox Game Bar tab that you can, access with Windows G. And like it states, this new preview build of, whatever this is going to be in the future, it basically allows you to have a full in-game browser to look up guides, tips and tricks and videos on whatever game that you're playing, so it just looks at whatever you're playing and it just automatically uses their Microsoft Edge browser, and it just gives you the ease of not having an alt tab if you don't have a second monitor, and making everything on one screen. So that's cool. But I just want to talk about it because I just found it really funny how they're promoting this thing as this whole crazy thing when it's really just them adding an easier search engine that you can already use. So like I said, this is the really early build of the Edge Game Assist as far as like what it's going to be in the future. So you can't access this from the regular version of Microsoft Edge right now. You have to download a whole experimental ass version of this browser if you even care to do that. Luckily, I already did that for you guys, so you don't have to if you don't want to just got flashbang by Bing. And I just gotta say, you have to jump through a lot of freaking hoops like a poodle just to get to this freaking game bar tab thing. So first you have to install this new experimental beta browser. Then you gotta close the app, reopen it, go to your settings, and then install it from there. And then you have to make sure your Xbox game bar tab is also installed up to date, which I didn't even know that. So it took me like a good 5 to 6 minutes out of my time that I'm never gonna get back to do this shit. And yes, I'm cleaning over 5 to 6 minutes because it's Windows and I hate freaking Windows 11. Once you achieve that level of sorcery, all you gotta do is hit Windows G. Hit Windows G. What the fuck? Okay, you gotta be opening something to actually use it. Okay, now you're Windows G, and here it is with the Game Assist preview. And it's not anything special, it's just a browser that you can, type in search as a regular browser if you're not in a game, which is really funny because on their official page, they promote this thing in the funniest way, calling it like a special version of Microsoft Edge that's optimized for PC gaming on the top of your game bar. Like, dude, it's just Microsoft Edge. And I mean, for something as simple as this, you don't really need anything, intricative or, like new or anything built from the ground up. Like, this works as it's intended, but, still, the way that this is promoted is just really, they're really trying to hype this shit up as much as they can. But fuck all this yapping, let's try this out on the actual game, because as of right now, they only have a really small list of games that, officially are working with the Microsoft Game Edge browser. As you see, Baldur's Gate, Diablo, Fortnite, Hellblade, League of Legends, Minecraft, Overwatch 2, Roblox, Valorant. I don't have any of these installed except for Minecraft, so I'm gonna try that out on that game. Now, I'm on the Bedrock version only because I know Microsoft, this is the version that they, this is their pride and joy. This is what they update and show them the most attention to, even though Java has always been better. I think that's already why I got this Minecraft background. I'm not sure if that's like something different if you're not in Minecraft, so I don't know. So let's RP real quick. Let's say I'm in pickle. I'm on a survival world. I'm about to die, and I need to search up how to mine Bedrock. I missed the H. 1.2 million view video from June 28, 2021 from Mr. Cat. All right. Off to a good start. So yeah, this is it's literally just a browser. Like, it's nothing crazy. Now, these pages here are really cool though. I do like these, guides that they have here, but this is obviously something that they're emulating from Steam. With Steam with the shift tab menu, they've always had like guides and community guides and shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that from Microsoft, where they have like a whole tab for other users and shit, because they already have a looking for groups tab that you can use on the widget menu, looking for an Xbox group. But yeah, when you try this on any other game that isn't on the the little list that they have right now, it's just going to show you a regular Edge browser. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, it works as intended. Also, you can pin it to the screen, so like if you're watching a video, you can just click that pin button and then have it there. How in my videos I always have something pinned into the corner of like gameplay, so it's basically that same whole mechanic. But I guess this is cool for obviously those one-screen gamers that would really benefit from something like this. But I just cannot shake how annoying Windows 11 as an operating system right now. Like, I really do not like this shit right now. Like, they're always adding these new features and apps that you would have to jump through hoops just to uninstall off your system, and some of them are actually integrated, like that, Copilot shit. I had to install these programs, OFGB, and this program called WinArrow Tweaker, to get rid of all these really just dumb apps that they're showing on, like the file browsers and shit, all the freaking Copilot apps, all that stuff. I do not want. Why are you forcing this on me? And what really set me off this week, which I'm sure you could probably tweak somewhere in the settings, but they don't make this easy for you. Gotta, like I said, jump through hoops to find this shit. The freaking Windows updates are so annoying because I told it to snooze, right? Because I was installing Stalker 2 at that time. The game is 150 gigabytes, so I looked it before I went to work, and then I went to work. I was leaving it, but before I left, they told me this update has been installed. Who told you to install it? So I said, you know what, fine, whatever. I need security updates. I'll just install it afterwards. It gave me the option to snooze, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm installing Stalker 2 while I'm doing this, and that's a really hefty download that's going to take a lot of time. So I'm assuming that when the Windows is occupied with doing something like, obviously allocating assets to install this big ass game, the snooze feature would at least wait until you're done with that particular thing until it decides to, install this new update. But nope, my download was paused at 70%, and it had me at the the home screen where you have to click enter and then type your PIN in because it installed the update on its own. Nadella, Nutella, what's his name? Nutella? Yeah, Nadella, count your days, buddy. I'm going to perform a witch rule that you're not going to like soon. But yeah, that is the Edge Game Assist that's in its current state. Hopefully it gets better, but we'll have to wait and see. And moving on, we are officially in the golden age of handheld gaming. Between the Steam Deck, the upcoming, obviously, Nintendo consoles and shit, handheld gaming has made a really vicious comeback that is so amazing. And I just want to thank Nintendo for, doing this, because back in 2016, 2017, when I was, knee deep into my PSP era, well, not my PSP era, but I was still playing on the PSP, and I was just wondering, why the hell did this side of gaming just get abandoned like this? Then the announcement of the Nintendo Switch kind of, started the domino effect of bringing all this stuff back. Nintendo, you guys are really weird, and you have really terrible legal decisions, but dude, thank you. And I'll say all that because it was really just announced, not even a couple hours ago, that apparently Sony is preparing to have, or at least planning and brainstorming ideas for a PlayStation handheld that isn't like the PlayStation Portable, where it's just a screen for your PS5 and runs actual native games on that smaller system. Now, you're probably thinking that, we've seen these kinds of reports, all the time in the last couple of years, as far as Xbox and Sony, but not that many of them, except obviously Xbox does now, but not that many of them have hold that much weight because it's just people talking. But this comes from instead Bloomberg, which is a pretty more times than not reliable source for anything leaks and gameplay reviews, because a lot of big name companies and studios, they talk directly to Bloomberg in their interviews, and they shed light on shit that we really want to know and can most of the time trust. But unfortunately, these bastards know their worth because they lock all their articles behind a paywall, which I am not paying $1.99 for shit. Forget that. Luckily, the forums got me on reset era because they basically claim that the product is aimed at expanding Sony's reach and contending with Nintendo for the portable gaming market. And like I said, they're also trying to counter any potential, handheld that Xbox is making, since, Phil Spencer has claimed in the past that they've had a lot of prototypes in the past and are obviously looking at the market to figure out what would the best handheld be for Microsoft. And obviously, a move like this would definitely make Sony's whole gaming business a step in the right direction for making it as accessible as possible to a whole new wide range of audiences that might not have the time to sit down and plug in a console or plug in a PC and play their PlayStation games on there. Because not even that long ago at work, I talked to this dude, and he was just confiding in me the fact that he really wants to get into the whole gaming thing. He hasn't been in the game since like the N64 days, and he just doesn't have the time because of he works a couple of jobs and stuff. So having a handheld where on the job where you can just sit down and just enjoy that's definitely something that many people would benefit from. Now, this whole article is claimed by the writers of the Bloomberg staff and no official PlayStation executive or whatnot, so obviously take this with a grain of salt, but I don't think it's way off the mark to assume that PlayStation would be finding a successor to the PlayStation Portable or the PlayStation Vita, because those two console successes obviously paved the way for the era that we're in right now, like in the yesteryears. And everything that I said is all that we know right now, because even freaking VGC, they had to start talking about Xbox just to fill space on this freaking article. You know, they had a deadline of freaking 500 words or some shit. So, you know, that's crazy. But yeah, I would love to see what a new PlayStation handheld would look like in the modern day. Really, what the price tag would be, because, you know, if this thing is gonna run PS5 level of games, you know, that's gonna be some, well, I don't know. They managed to make the Steam Deck kind of relatively expensive for, you know, as good as that thing can get. So, you know, I'm pretty sure it will be decent, but, you know, I still got my PSP on deck at all times with a couple of games that I don't know where the hell the rest of them are, but, you know, I always got this is my my secret stash that I always keep near me. I got freaking Ape Escape, Mortal Kombat Unchained, and my two favorite SmackDown vs. Raw titles, other than 2010, when that's 2006 and 2008. So yeah, this is a cool thing to hear being rumored, especially coming after the news of, you know, PlayStation Portal finally getting cloud streaming earlier in the week. So, you know, hopefully this new era of PlayStation, Xbox, and obviously Nintendo gonna be really good for the handheld side of things. Moving on, Square Enix, they recently updated their 2019 point of Final Fantasy VII, which is, you know, one of the best RPG games of all time. Some would argue and say it is the best, but on Switch, since its release, they kind of restricted like game sharing mechanics on that thing. Like, you couldn't use the, you know, Switch capture button, that little freaking square thing at the left of your controller that is probably collecting dust right now because nobody ever uses it. Yeah, when they put this game over 5 years ago, they kind of restricted all sharing of this game for the spoilers and, you know, obviously like the deaths and shit that you get in the title. So finally, in 2024, after the game got remade into a whole new thing with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, they decided to lift that whole restriction in their most recent update that came out on November 6th. So that is, I found that funny as hell. Like, I don't know why, but it just feels like they kind of forgot about this feature being in the game, and maybe they got a new player that played it on Switch for the first time and, you know, probably went to their customer service and complained as to why the hell, you know, they can't share any freaking gameplay from the Switch capture feature. And then they were just like, oh yeah, oh shit, yeah, let's get it out of here. I forgot about that. So yeah, 5 years later, after the remake, I just gotta warn you guys, when you're looking at Square Enix stuff, be wary of Final Fantasy VII. The shit, it's everyone's game now. Freaking spoilers out here. This game been out for 27 years, but hey man, these 5 years of spoilers, there's no more safe mode. Everything is hardcore difficulty from now on. And that's all I got today for as far as the news go, at least as far as like what I want to talk about. So you know what that means. Okay, here's a fairly recent one. It kind of pertaining to what we saw earlier today when we launched Minecraft. Here's Minecon from 2011, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here's Notch. Yeah, this is 2011, 2012, one of those 2 years. But look at how happy everybody was. Look at how innocent the game was before they added all these freaking insane mobs that I can't even keep up with. Yeah, I'm glad I grew up with Minecraft, man. Like, and it's good. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a bad game now, but I'm glad I grew up in its, like, you know, in its infancy, because it's such a really amazing title, bro. Like, such a timeless game. They already say it now, but people, like, when my generation gets like really old, they're gonna be claiming this is the best game of all time. Like, I'm gonna call it right now. Like, you know, people of my age and close to my age, when they get older, like how the N64 era of gamers, they claim that, you know, those games were the best games of all time. We're gonna be seeing Minecraft in that same spot in a couple of years. So that's gonna be fun to see. He's all no. No. That was my God of War impression. That was the remake version though. I forgot how the God of War 3 song goes. I forgot. Dude, look at the old Mountain Dew logo. Remember when it used to look like this? Bro, I freaking hate all these new minimalist. Well, the Mountain Dew logo ain't that bad now, but like freaking Sprite and all the other ones that's like 2D. I hate it, bro. It's so, what the hell? I haven't had a Slurpee in years. I forgot these even existed. Do they still do these kind of promotions on like these machines? I don't even know. Like, where I live, we don't even have these. Like, the convenience stores that we got, they're just coffee machines. Like, that's all we got. But I haven't seen these in forever, dude. Price $169 for an extra large. That's at least $3 nowadays. Like, that's $3 equivalent to 2024 inflation. That's got to be. Okay, this isn't really nostalgia, because this was like 15, 16, 14 maybe, when they were having this whole phase of classic game consoles, but like the mini versions where you could just buy it at like a freaking dollar store. I wanted to get one of these kinda, but like I knew it was just gonna collect dust after a while. Like, I want the NES one, but I just knew I was not gonna use it after a while, dude. Like, I wonder if people still use these like a lot. the ones that bought them and like their height. Remember when they had like the PlayStation one? Bro, $40 is not bad though. $40 is not bad. If I was to get these consoles, I would probably get like the original version, you know, because it just feels nice when you're gaming like on a retro console if you're just using the original shit. Like that's why I always, whenever I look for older consoles, I want to get it in the box so I can have that whole experience, like the full, you know. But yeah, these were cool too. What the hell's that in the background? What store is this? This Toys, freaking Toys R Us before it got shut down. Speaking of Sega Genesis, they just shut down their whole freaking game collection program on Windows and on consoles. So you know, maybe this is the only way that you can play games in the coming years. The freaking iPod. I always got these confused, like later in their lifespan, like 2012. I got them confused with the iPhone so much, like I couldn't tell which one was which, because they had like they looked like iPhones in their later years. But you know, this iPod, man, my sister had the white, the gray one. I love that thing. It was so fun to listen to, and those earbuds were way ahead of their time. Like the Apple earbuds, like the wired ones, they're so good even now. Like back then they were so good. Like I just remember comparing those to having like a cheap pair of Sony shits, and they were just so much better, dude. How may I help you? They don't have these anymore. Yeah, they just look at you crazy when you ask for help now at Walmart. Yeah, look at the old Walmart freaking layout though, dude. Oh my god, look at that box TV, Sanyo, PSP. We're just talking about that. Layaway restrooms. What does that mean? You can save that shit for later. Oh shit. Yeah, this is really cool though, dude. This is so cool. Back when Walmart had a freaking fish tank aisle and the lobster. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I showed you the Halo 3 Burger King promotion. Look at that big ass cup, dude. Like I can't drink this much soda no more, dude. Like I only have like a soda like once a week now. Everything else is just freaking a brisk or water. Like you see here, I got my water cup on deck. But dude, holy hell! Like, oh my god, your bladder must hate you, whoever jumped that. Yeah, this is definitely Best Buy. I can tell from the little, you know, yellow tag things. PlayStation 2, San Andreas. We got Midnight Club. What's that right there? That's not Fallout. What is that? This game looks familiar. This little, I can't tell what that is though. Yeah, back when PS2 games were at $29.99 and $40.99. Jesus, this had to be 2004, 5. Good God, dude. Okay, here's a regret of mine from my childhood that I wish I got into. The whole Skylanders of freaking crave. Like, when this game came out, you know, I was fully aware of it. You know, I was watching, you know, gameplay videos. Everyone at my school was playing it. I wanted to get into it, but I never did. And I could have gotten into it because I had a Wii and shit. So, you know, before they, you know, obviously went to PS4 and, you know, that whole era, I could have got into this game heavy, but I just didn't. I don't know why. Because I always saw the toys. I thought that was so cool, but I just didn't. And now, I remember like 2017, 16, these things were on every shelf, dude. They couldn't sell these things if they were giving them away. It was crazy how far the Toys to Life mechanic just like fell off. So crazy, dude. I still might get into it in my old ass age. I still might do it just to say I did it, because I played Disney Infinity and that was pretty fun. So I probably enjoy this. I just don't know what's the meta though. Like, who's the good characters to get? Because, you know, I go to this store called what's it called? It's called The Exchange, and they have a lot of like, you know, older stuff. Obviously I marked up pricing, which sucks, but you know, they have like a whole section of Skylanders, like a whole wall. And I just don't know who to get. So yeah, I might get into this. This was my first, you know, taste of doing sorcery before I even knew I was going to be a wizard, you know, in this stage of my life. You know, trying to spawn Herobrine. We all did it. We all failed. Somebody out there though. Somebody's seen him. And the legend lives on. Okay, 2 more, then I'm out of here. Have we reached the age to say that this is nostalgic now? Freaking PS4, Wii U era, and whatever Xbox was on at this time. Oh, this is actually Nintendo Switch era. This is like 2017, like when this shit first came out. Because look at They still got 3DS, Wii U titles. Yeah, this is definitely like early 2017 or whenever that shit came out. Yeah, this is a stacked roster of game though. Like, I don't remember the last time a freaking Walmart looked like this. Usually there's like empty spaces. They don't have these many controller options. So this was definitely a good day for whoever's shopping for gaming stuff. Okay, so this is kind of funny. I don't know if GameStop still does this, but you know, they had this little like features. If you buy a game, you would be able to choose like a prize once you picked up the copy, like if you pre-ordered it. So you reserve your copy now and cast a vote on the gift with purchase. Oh, so it was a vote. It was like it was a community vote. And this is for Spider-Man Web of Shadows, which is, you know, good luck finding that thing out there for, you know, a good price, the physical version at least. Let's see, you got a shirt, a really weird Spider-Man. That's an ass Spider-Man. This is a real Spider-Man. Let me say, this is a real Spider-Man figure. And what's that? A poster. It's kind of trash. But yeah, I wonder how much these knickknacks are going for. Let's look for that. Okay, I don't know exactly what they won that year, so I'm just gonna search everything. But the shirt that goes with the game, this is really cool. That is really cool. Not worth $46 or $45, but still really cool. I like this a lot. I will wear this. Okay, here's a marvelous news report from July 1st, 2008. The future of New York City will be in gamers' hands this fall, starting in Activision is allowing them to determine the Spider-Man Web of Shadows package image. Oh, okay, so you voted on the packaged images. Okay, cool. To date, members have already helped Activision cast voice actors for actual roles in the final game. Whoa, I've never seen that. Like casting voice actors from like voting, I've never seen that before. All on 𝐶scontrol.com. Is this even a thing anymore? Like, it's still loading. I don't even think this is a thing anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing these IGN reports, but I don't think this is I don't know. I'll have to look into this. If you guys find anything, you know, you can let me know. But that's all I got for today, man. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.